I want to talk with you about something that you recognize when you see it and you sense it when you don't. I'm talking about executive presence. My name is Chris Westfall, and in this video I want to share with you 4 ideas that can help you to create greater executive presence, increase your gravitas and the impact that you share with the people around you. This video is being presented as part of my work with TCU, where I'll be teaching a 2-day course on executive presence. If you'd like to know more about this course, the details will be down below and you can check it out. But first of all, where does executive presence come from? I want to share with you some principles that can help you to create the kind of influence and persuasion that you need, because that's what comes from executive presence. Now, it may look like executive presence comes from your title or your experience. But if that's true, let me just ask you, did Mark Zuckerberg have the experience of running a multi-billion-dollar company like Facebook before he did it? Actually, no. And yet, he certainly did and does have the executive presence to do his job. So that executive presence did not come from his experience. And that's true for Michael Dell. That's true for the leaders who you admire. The folks who are in executive roles, that experience that causes them to have executive presence isn't something in their past. It's an experience that they have in the moment. And what that means is that executive presence is never more than one thought away. That's the second principle that I want you to realize. First one is that executive presence does not necessarily come from your experience. The second is that executive presence is never more than one thought away. The key is, when that thought shows up, to engage with it and to ignore the other thoughts that are keeping you from being the executive and the leader that you need to be. Where you put your attention is where you will find your results. And when you focus on impact and service, which is the source of leadership, you find a new kind of communication, a new kind of connection, if you will, not only to yourself, which is called self-leadership, but to the people who you care about. And looking in the direction of outcomes and impact is the key to executive presence, because executive presence means that you can prove these 4 words with certainty to the people who you wish to influence. And here they are. I've thought this through. And if you want to add a couple more words to that, I've thought this through for you. Because leaders, executives, look in the direction of outcomes and impact for the people that they care about. Why? Because leadership is service. And when it comes to creating executive presence, and here's the 4th principle that I want to share with you, that presence starts with your story. The way that you communicate and connect with your employees, your team, your investors, whoever it is that you wish to influence, is the source of your success or your failure, as the case may be. It all starts with the way that you communicate. And understanding leadership language is central to establishing the executive presence that you need. Leadership language focuses on connection, service, and authenticity. Leaders understand that the 4 words that I shared with you before, I've thought this through, points towards consideration, looking in the direction of outcomes and impact. And so, if you want to create greater executive presence, remember, executive presence is never more than one thought away. Executive presence isn't about experience, not your past experience. It's about the experience that you create for the people around you. An experience of authenticity, an experience of service, an experience that says, I've thought this through, and I'm looking in the same direction you are and considering the outcomes that matter to you. The leader's job is to make those outcomes matter. And that task starts with your story. Understanding leadership language is the key and the 4th principle to bringing your ideas to life, because when you look in the direction of outcomes and impact, you see that the way you communicate teaches people how to treat you, how to follow your ideas, how to understand what your executive presence really means. My name is Chris Westfall, and I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to know more about leadership language, I encourage you to take a look at some of the links that are down below so that you can find some resources that can help you to elevate the conversation, accelerate your career, and create the impact that you deserve and your employees expect Again, thanks so much for watching this video.